What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate support. As always, tonight is Friday, and that means the Stock Market Steve live stream be 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. All my new subscribers and my subscribers that have been riding with me for a while, especially my channel members. I'll invite you all to come out tonight, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. You know how it is, those that been there, and they'll tell you guys that haven't. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to jump into a story that just broke, and this story is like beyond belief. I mean, it's beyond belief, mind-blowing. It's a story of greed and a story of cruelty. You see this man up here? This guy right here is 80-year-old Douglas Lehman of Ashtabula, Ohio. Shout out Ashtabula. This guy is recently died in his home. These two women over here live with this guy, supposedly. The woman that you see in the orange that looked like the crypt keeper was Mr. Lehman's girlfriend. Her name is Karen Kasbaum. She's 63 years old. The other woman that looked like she ate persimmons, her name is Laureen Ferrallo. She's 55. Her ride or die. What these two vultures did with this man is sickening. This man dropped dead in the house. No cause of death yet known. These two women put this man in the car and drive him to the bank. They prop him up in the passenger seat like he's still alive and drive to the drive-through part of the bank where the teller's at and withdraw his funds out the bank. Only before dropping him off at the hospital, not identifying themselves and leaving his body there and driving away. Take a look at this story if you don't believe me.
You would just see in a movie. Two women arrested, accused of taking a dead man to the bank to withdraw the money out of his account. Harry Boomer is live with the crime that even has police stunned. Harry?
You know, Kelly, yes, strange seems to be one of the words that come to mind, but criminally bizarre also seems to fit this situation.
We've never seen anything quite like this. I've been doing this for 28 years, and it's unique to say the least.
Hopefully it'll be the last time we encounter something like this.
It's hard to stun veteran police officers, each with nearly 30 years of experience.
We were initially notified by the local hospital that a man's body had been dropped off, and he wasn't identified at the time, and the two women had dropped him off, and they didn't identify themselves either.
The man is 80-year-old Douglas Lehman, and the two women are Karen Kasbaum and her friend Laureen Ferrallo.
Allegedly that he passed away a short time before he was transported from the home there at the house. And then from there he was carried out, placed in front seat of the vehicle, and those two ladies then transported him to one of the area banks where there was a withdrawal conducted under his name.
Police say they then took his body to the Ashtabula County Medical Center,
where he was essentially dumped off or dropped off, and then they left there and ran some errands and went back to the house.
Spent 33 years with my mother, which passed away 4 years ago. And then he got with this lady shortly after.
James Hubbard says Douglas Lehman was his stepfather, even though he never married his mother.
I soaked him dry all the time. I've given him money for food. I've been over there to help him get his electric on. I've asked him multiple times if he wanted him out of his house, and he would not let no one do anything.
James says Douglas was afraid of living by himself and of dying alone.
I never expected this, though.
What do you think about them taking advantage of him like this?
It's sickening, and I hope they don't get a slap on the wrist.
The two women have been arrested and charged with abuse of a corpse and theft.
I think the bizarre part is that somebody that you allegedly loved or cared for 7 or 8 years, that you would think this would be acceptable, in the moments soon after he passed.
All right, guys, that's the story. And how cruel is that? Seriously, how messed up is this? So the guy was with the stepson, the guy that was talking, said he was with his mom for 33 years. She died. He wound up getting with Karen Casbon, the old looking one. So he's with her 4 years. She said he died 4 years ago. So I guess some time passed, 3.5 years. They was together. That meant nothing to you, huh? Stepson said he asked him multiple times, want me to get him out the house? Said no, he wouldn't do it. Said he helped him get his electricity turned back on. Said they was sucking him dry financially. Said he gave him money for food, y'all. For food. 80 years old, and he worked his whole life and don't have nothing to show for it because you got people that just met you. One of them is your girlfriend, and the other one is just a third party, you know what I'm saying, vulture taken from you. Why? Why? Then I'm gonna tell you something. Said the reason why he wouldn't throw him out, and this is heartbreaking to hear. Said he feared dying alone. I want you people out there to hear that. He didn't want to live by himself. This man was in a 33-year relationship, and it's easy for a lot of people that have never been in that situation to say, hey, man, I don't care about none of that. Everybody's situation is different. We have to be empathetic about this. Everybody's situation is different. He might have had a very good relationship with the stepmother. He stayed there for 33 years. I mean, with the ex-girlfriend, the son's mom. Then, you know, he missing the companionship. And he, you know, when things happen, you don't feel whole sometimes. And you want to, you know, supply that what's missing. So he nominated this woman, Karen Casbon, to be his significant other. From the time being all the way to the end, where the end came. And he didn't, you know, he didn't want to die alone, but I bet he felt alone a lot of times. And he was dropped off like common trash at a hospital where he wouldn't even identify their damn selves. Now, we said this happened on Wednesday, this past Wednesday. Said they're locked up. They face the charges they face is gross abuse of a corpse, theft from a person in a protected class. I guess that means elderly. And their cash bond, they have a cash bond each of $500. They face 2 years if convicted. Honestly, I'd give them life in solitary confinement, in extreme confinement, because that's how that man felt. Yeah, that man was way older than y'all, and y'all knew it. Miss Casbon, the one with the glasses on, that's the girlfriend. She used this man till there was nothing left. You think he had a peaceful demise? No. He wasn't in a bed surrounded by family. You know, people weeping and just trying to comfort his transition. No. He was surrounded by vultures that sat there and waited to pick his bones. And we don't know the cause of death, but I mean, it's sad all the same. Yeah, when a woman that was your woman and her friend, and they staged like you was alive and went through a drive-through ATM with a live teller there and made a big withdrawal out of his bank account. See, the reason why they had to put him in there, guys, is because I read the article, and the article said, you know, they could take money out the account as long as the teller seen him in the car. That was one of the conditions. That's why they did that to him. I'm more than sure they cleaned out his whole account, because after they dropped him off, they can't get no more money. Think about that. You got the girl that was in a relationship with him, and then her girlfriend. That tell you right there, it was always about greed, never about love. Think about this. Two things come to mind. A lot of people running around here saying, I don't need no man, or I don't need no woman, or I don't need this. I like being by myself. You say that you can trick yourself, but you can look at the Bible. Some of y'all, that's religions. But just look at the way we are as human beings. We're supposed to go through life as a pairs. We are. A lot of times when you by yourself, a lot of situations arise where you'll be off balance because men need women's intuition and women need, sometimes the strength of men. Even though we're different, we're still needed to make two halves of a whole. Stuff like this makes me sick, man. There's value in relationships. And it shows you right now. He was with that woman for 33 years. I guarantee you when she died, he was there. Heartbroken, but he was there. He respected the time he put in with her. She was only with him for 3.5 years or whatever. And she wasn't in it for the long haul. She was just in it to get what she could. Ain't no way you got two women and this man living together and the electricity off. Ain't no food in the house. Karen, you 63 years old. You're not working. You don't have no Social Security. Lorene Ferrallo, she's 55, so she still probably be working. But either way, that's messed up. Can you imagine that? Somebody holding over your head, your worst fear, to get your finances. And you know it's wrong, they know it's wrong, and they're like petulant children throwing a fit and threatening you probably to leave if you don't bend to their will. 80 years on the planet, and it came down to this. Sitting in the morgue, unidentified, till they found out who he was. Just a John Doe. He had a family. He was loved. He was respected by somebody. Sure, he had children. Maybe not with that woman, but he had children. Because they was together 33 years, so that means he was what, 47? Most of us won't get a chance to live up to 80 years old. And this guy seemed like he did that. And nobody respects the achievement of making it that far in life. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. There's value in relationships. Just because you're alone and, you feel as though you don't need nobody, times arise where two heads are better than one. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.